Michael Jackson brought on the dance floor. David Klein is here, Senior Executive Vice President at NYFA, the New York Film Academy College of Visual and Performing Arts. We're streaming live audio online across the nation on www.onecast.in. That's numeral 1cast.in. On your radio sets in Mumbai City on 94.3 on the FM band. And statutory warning, only if you're not driving, you're in the back seat of a radio taxi or being chauffeur driven, you're at home or the office without a radio set, then we're streaming video live on facebook.com/HRISHIKY. So it's HRISHIKY on Facebook.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
David, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me here.
And you haven't been in India for 7 years. How much have we changed? Have we gotten more chaotic, more... Especially this area.
I love the chaos of Mumbai. It's exciting and vibrant, always. And to me, they said I would see changes when I'm here. I'm seeing a lot of construction going on. I'm seeing a lot of rebuilding going on. The chaos is still there, and it's still exciting, and I love it.
You know, everybody who's in education in America, when they come into India, and they're very, very excited about India as a nation of academicians, you know, because as Indians, it's not enough for us just to have a skill. We like to go to school to polish those skills. And, you know, I had the head of Berkeley here, and he was talking about how wonderful it is setting up here. And you finally are up and running at Urmi Estate in Lower Parel.
That's right.
Talk about how geared up and excited you are about this, and what's the kind of feedback you've been getting thus far?
We're outrageously excited. You know, we were excited to try to get to India 7 years ago when I was here. That's the reason I came in the first place. We had our first workshop back in 2011, and I came out here and I taught that workshop just because it was the first one. I don't get to teach that much anymore, but I wanted to be here. And what we saw immediately was an unbelievable response. We had 84 students in that first workshop that we did in 2011. Which, for us, even when we go across the world, where we go anywhere in the world, because we have campuses all over the place, and we do workshops, getting 84 students at a first run is not typical. And we said, okay, there's an opportunity here. It unfortunately took us these 7 years to get back here to have a campus. And we see the excitement, the same response. We had a workshop that started this week. We've got a bunch of students that are learning with us at our campus here in downtown Mumbai. And from what I understand, they're loving it the same way that the people loved it all that time ago in 2011.
So what's the faculty like, man? I mean, are you going to have mentors from New York coming in and, you know, hand-holding the current faculty? And who do you have?
Right now, it's all New York faculty. The entire faculty flew in.
You get the real thing.
Yeah. The entire faculty flew in just this weekend for this program from New York. And that's the way we plan to proceed, because people are expecting when they come to the New York Film Academy to get the New York Film Academy experience. So we have three campuses in the States, one in Miami, one in Los Angeles, and of course New York. And our faculty at this time, our plan is to always be bringing in that faculty from the States to teach these programs. That doesn't mean that we're not going to incorporate faculty from the local industry here. We think that's important. We want to be able to supplement what we're offering in New York with experienced professionals that are in the industry here. Combine our education with their knowledge for the current industry and what's going on today, day in and day out, and make sure the students leave our programs with that comprehensive knowledge.
Well, I remember that when the beautiful Kannan came to study with you guys, you know, the paparazzi was going wild. Yeah. The people following her around New York City, you know, getting some pictures, trying to get pictures of her in classroom and things like that. So you're no stranger to Indian film folk and their children coming there and studying, man. Yeah?
No, that has been typical. It's typical, it seems, with all people in industry, whether they're from India or they're from the Bollywood industry or the Hollywood industry. We are getting students of major stars. I think that there is a recognition by industry professionals that what we do is really, really valuable to the students, the young people, or not young people, when they go into the industry and they start to create a career for themselves. We teach filmmaking in a way that's immediately applicable. Our idea is, if you're going to be a filmmaker, get a camera in your hands and start making movies. And we were one of the first schools, back in 1992 when we started, to have a philosophy that to learn how to make movies, you have to make movies. A lot of people were talking about theory, but theory doesn't really help you get it done.
Yeah. Those are really, really portentous, pointed words. Theory doesn't help you get it done. I always say this, even when I'm doing radio workshops, I'm like, don't get me into a room with 10 people staring at me. Get me in a place where there are mics and there's a mixer and I can put some stuff out.
That's exactly it.
Lovely. Akon Belly Dancer back with David Klein from New York Film Academy, NYFA. Right here in studio. It's 12 minutes past 10 a.m. live. My name is Hrishikesh. Akon Belly Dancer. 10:15 in the morning. He is Senior Executive Vice President at NYFA, the New York Film Academy College of Visual and Performing Arts. It's the one that Kannan Ranaut, Gauri Shinde, Imran Khan, all of them have been to. I'm in conversation with David Klein. Only if you're not driving, statutory warning. We're streaming video live now on Twitter and Periscope at HRISHIKAY. And we've tagged David Klein and the NYFA on that. More conversation with the well-spoken David, who... I just asked him off the cuff, have you been an actor? And he said, yes. Comes through.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
So, man, what are the courses you have, the New York Film Academy in Mumbai? I understand that you're starting with workshops. Take me through what's happening there, and like a brief curriculum.
We're doing short and to do our long-term programs probably next year, but we're starting here with our filmmaking, which is really a film directing course, and our acting for film course. We have both 4 and 8 week terms for the adults, and then we also are doing in coming this May, programs for youth, people 14 to 17-year-olds, our teen workshops in filmmaking, acting for film, as well as photography, still photography. Our programs are super comprehensive, even if you're there for 4 weeks. The students study 4 disciplines when they want to become a film director: writing, directing, cinematography, and editing. Why? Why do we do all of the disciplines if it's a directing program? Our philosophy is, if you want to be the best director you can be, you have to understand the writing process, you have to understand how a film gets shot with the technology, and you also have to understand the post-production, how to put that film together in the editing room. And all of that information, that knowledge, informs your work as the director. I honestly believe some of the best directors got their start editing, because when you're in the editing room, you see what works, you see what doesn't, and then you go out into the set and you really understand what you need to do to make sure that the product is great. For the actors, the core of it is acting for film. But then again, acting is acting. So when you're an actor on a stage and you're an actor on a set, you have to understand the basic knowledge of what it takes to get a realistic performance. So we teach aspects of technique, different types of technique. We call them the Meisner technique, the Stanislavski technique, just to understand the emotions, how to get there for the actor, how to give the proper responses when you're communicating in a relationship with characters that you're creating. And then we apply all of that work, whether it be technique, monologue work, scene study, to working in front of the camera. And our actors, unlike most places, they have a class that's called Filmcraft. Filmcraft is where they get to learn about the dialogue and the vocabulary of the filmmaker himself, the director, as well as the cinematographer. Because to be the best actor you can be on a film set, you need to understand that language. So when someone speaks to you like a film actor, when you get on that set, you can respond like a film actor. So for us, it's a comprehensive knowledge to do the one thing that you want to do.
So you are of the opinion that even if an actor is very convinced that he wants to have a life in the movies or on television as a pure performer, it actually helps him doing the direction course, because he gets to know all these wonderful little nuggets, isn't it?
I think, here's the thing that I say to anybody. Let's talk about directors first. You want to be a director, I say to people, absolutely, you have to study directing, study the craft. Take some acting classes. Because unless you understand what the actor goes through and how they respond to communication, it's going to be harder for you to communicate with them in the appropriate way that a director needs to communicate with their actor to get the best performance. As an actor, understanding what the director is going through, understanding what it means to shoot a shot, understanding what eye lines are, understanding how to kind of amplify or minimize your performance based on the size of the shot. This is all stuff that an actor needs to understand if they're working on a film set. Having the experience of what the person goes through behind the camera is only, again, going to afford that work. Otherwise, you're dealing a little bit in a vacuum.
So, how does one get into a New York Film Academy course right here in Mumbai City? Is there a website?
There is a website, and you just have to reach out to us, and we'll help you through the whole process. Our website is www.nyfa.edu. You can contact us for information directly by email, film@nyfa.edu, and we will respond to you immediately. Visit us. Come down to the campus. We'll give you a tour, and we will also have you sit down with our staff and faculty.
That sounds awesome. You have any questions or comments for David Klein? Let them rip. 1 space your comment, space your name to 53650. 53650 is the in-studio SMS line on Twitter as well as Facebook. You go to the search bar, you type HRISHIKOI. I will pop up. You could tweet out your comment along with your name or post in the timeline inbox along with your name. Facebook.com/radio1.mum, our official page. There again, drop a comment or question on the timeline inbox along with your name and I'll bring it up on the show. We're going to take some messages and come back at 10:20 with the Senior Executive Vice President of NYFA, the New York Film Academy College of Visual and Performing Arts.
94.3 Radio 1.
Some heroes in the news. Retro sounds for you at 10:32, hip to be square. Here he is, David Klein, Senior Executive Vice President at NYFA, New York Film Academy College of Visual and Performing Arts, NYFA. Well, if you follow all the entertainment pages, you know that Kannan Arnaud, Gauri Shinde, Imran Khan, Adar and Arman Jain, Bilal Amroi, and of course even Suhana Khan, all of them have been to the academy, and now they've got a facility right here in Mumbai City. Talking to David about NYFA and a whole lot more. We are streaming video live now on Instagram at HRISHIKAY, only if you're not driving. Online audio all across the nation on www.onecast.in, numeral 1cast.in, and of course on your radio sets on 94.3 on the FM band. More chat.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
Radio 1.
So I'm really pleased to know that today at 4 o'clock you're doing a masterclass, a workshop, and this is at the Ecole Intuit Lab.
That's right, yeah.
INTUIT, and this is at VIP Industries, the building opposite Century Mills in Prabhadevi. And this is 4 o'clock, and it's a walk-in. You're inviting people to walk in.
People are welcome to come.
This man is very expensive, ladies and gentlemen. You couldn't afford his masterclass otherwise. So this is a golden opportunity to get David Klein himself doing a masterclass for you. 4 o'clock today, so maybe walk in a little earlier and try and register for that at the Ecole Intuit Lab. This is at the VIP Industries building opposite Century Mills in Prabhadevi. Now, tell me what the masterclass is going to be about.
So when I teach a masterclass, when I introduce people to the concepts that as I understand them to filmmaking, I go back to the basics. I go back to the core. I begin with storytelling and what is telling a story on film. And people will hear me go through an exercise of really honing it down to like 3 basic elements of what a story is, and it's a human being or even an object, as long as it has human emotion, who wants something and something standing in the way, and that is at the core of any good story. And then I talk about how once you understand what a story is and what the aspects of your particular story are, how to apply your tools as a filmmaker. How do you use a camera now to capture what you need to capture to make an audience feel what they need to feel as you see it.
Also, writer friends of mine tell me that, when they're building a character, there have to be obstacles for the character, right. And then you got to move through those obstacles.
One of those 3 basic elements.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. So is that also part of the?
That is it. The 3 basic elements I talk about are a character, what the character wants, and then what stands in the way, the obstacles of the character achieving what he or she wants. And then it gets a little more complicated from those 3 basic. The character wants something. Usually the character needs something else. And they usually learn that they need something else as we get towards the end of the story. And those conflicts stand in the way of both what they think they want and what they actually need.
Lovely. And you yourself, if you look at your career, I mean, you've been at the NYFA for 24 years, man.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been there a long time.
Awesome. And have you graduated through teaching roles, and or did you just join as senior vice president?
No, I wasn't. When we started, look, the school started in 1992, and I came shortly thereafter. And when I started at the New York Film Academy, I was doing both. I was brought on really to help develop programs, and it wound up going from developing programs to developing campuses as well. But at the same time, I was teaching. We were small. We were a small school. We only offered the short-term workshops at that time. We were offering an 8-week filmmaking workshop, and filmmaking and directing was my specialty. So I was there trying to develop newer programs, but teaching, directing, editing, producing, writing. And I continued to teach for years and years and years. I don't get the opportunity to teach that much anymore. So I love the opportunity when I come here to India to do these master classes, or when there's an emergency in New York, I'll step in for a teacher if they're not there. But I love the teaching part of it. Yeah.
Well, for those of you who actually want to go to to New York Film Academy, there is now an opportunity in Mumbai city, because they've opened in Urmi Estate, which is in Midtown, right here in Lower Parel. But the longer courses eventually will come in, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you have in New York and Miami, for example?
Yeah. So the New York Film Academy, being a college of visual and performing arts, we offer degree programs, of course. We have got many undergraduate students in our Bachelor of Fine Arts programs in all the subjects: filmmaking, acting for film, screenwriting, cinematography, animation, and people come with as long as they've graduated from high school and they submit the necessary admissions materials, they can enter as an undergraduate student at the New York Film Academy. We also have graduate programs. People that have their undergraduate degree who want to get some more professional study, they can get a Master of Fine Arts or a Master of Arts in those subjects as well. And then for those who want to do a long-term program, they can study, but they don't want to get a degree necessarily. They can study with us for a year or 2 years in a conservatory program. That's what we're going to be bringing here next to
Wow,
Mumbai.
that's exciting.
Yeah.
Have you set some timelines for that?
We
program?
think that should start not this May, but the next May, when you guys really go back into school full swing. Yeah. So people should keep looking at the website at nyfa.edu for those offerings.
Awesome. Van Halen jump from some rock for you guys. David Klein from NYFA, the New York Film Academy College of Visual and Performing Arts, is here. A last leg of conversation right after this. Don't go anywhere. 10:37 live. I'm Hrishikesh. It's Van Halen jump 10:41. David Klein, Senior Executive Vice President at the NYFA. He's in town for a masterclass at 4 o'clock at the Cole Institute Lab. This is opposite Century Mills in Prabhadevi. You just roll in a little before 4 and you can register yourself on the spot. And this is a fascinating workshop by the master. Film storytelling, directorial choices. He's going to take you through all that. The building of a script, some central elements, 3 central elements that he just talked about. And there's now a local facility in Parel at Urmi Estate. So we will run through how you can enroll one last time before he says bye, but there's still some chat to go.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishikesh.
Radio 1.
So, David, campuses around the world that you're really proud of, and some of the other courses that you're offering, which we haven't talked about thus far.
Right. Yeah. Well, of course, Mumbai right now, the most important campus to talk about is our newest one here in the city. Of course, we're in New York City, and we are in Los Angeles on the back lot of Universal Studios, teaching in California. And our newest domestic in the States campus is in Miami, South Beach, Miami. So if you want to get a little beach time and study filmmaking, acting for film, or any of the subjects, you can come down and see us in Miami. We also have a year-round campus in Australia on the Gold Coast, and another year-round campus in Florence, Italy. So if you want to get a little bit of that taste of Europe, you can study with us there. Then in the summer months, at least to the U.S. summer months, we go to Paris, France, to teach our workshops every summer there. And we are also at Harvard University in the States, if you want to go to Cambridge, Massachusetts, Boston, very historic and beautiful. And you can also study at Disney Studios in Florida, in addition to our campus down in South Beach. We've taught workshops and continue to go back to places such as Kyoto, Istanbul, Beijing, Shanghai, Abuja, Nigeria. We are around the world, and if people are interested in studying, taking a little trip away from home, they should visit the website again at nyfa.edu to see the different campuses.
Lovely. I'm also very intrigued that in your personal capacity, you've managed many partnerships, that have led to the creation of numerous innovative media arts programs. And we're talking, workshops at the Guggenheim Museum, Brooklyn Museum, the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and some public schools in New York City.
That's right. Those programs are near and dear to my heart because we're offering them to students that would not necessarily be able to come to the Film Academy otherwise. So when we do a relationship with a place like the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, the Metropolitan Museum seeks out students that live in the city that aren't getting exposure to the film arts. And we've created a program, and we bring our faculty and we bring all of our equipment, and we teach these students about the craft of filmmaking, and it is embedded in the installation in the museum. Like, that program is amazing. Then we've had other relationships with entities such as places like NBC News to create what is now one of our incredibly popular programs, broadcast journalism. NBC News actually approached us because they were interested in teaching students news storytelling in the way it needs to be done now, how a journalist needs to learn now, what they need to understand to do news the way it's happening today. So that's great.
So, man, is still making some short films for the uninitiated. As a film director and producer, David has produced several short films: Gone with the Moon, Butterfly Dance, starring the wonderful Vera Farmiga. I remember seeing her on Up in the Air, that motion picture,
right.
and The Departed.
That's right.
And thinking, wow, she's amazing. And you also wrote and directed To Die For, which incidentally has picked up an award. So, making some short films. Do you get some time?
You know what? I don't get enough time nowadays to make the movies. I wind up talking and teaching about it a lot. But as soon as the opportunity comes around, when I get a little time, I'll get out there with the camera again. Sure, of course.
Super stuff. Okay, just break it down. It's not enough just to say the website, because there are some people who had a problem trying to figure out the course details in Mumbai City.
Right.
So if you could just run through the email ID as well as the website, please.
So our email to get information is film@nyfa.edu, film@nyfa.edu. And if you go to the website and you have trouble figuring, there's so much information there. I know why people may get lost. But if you look under locations, you will find Mumbai. You click on Mumbai, and then that will guide you to the different places. Monies, you can find tuition and dates, find out when the courses are happening. It's all right there, but we're so happy to walk you through it. So contact us, let us know you're interested, and then we'll get somebody on the phone with you to talk about it.
Super stuff. David Klein, it's been an absolute pleasure. Have yourself a wonderful day and a great masterclass later in the day.
Thanks so much.
Cheers.
It's been great.
We're going to take some messages and come back. 10:46. My name is Hrishikesh.
94.3 Radio 1.